My name is Sarah, and I'm about to tell you a story that will make you question everything you thought you knew about urban legends. What happened to me one fateful night still haunts me, and I can't escape the terror that grips my soul whenever I close my eyes. It was a typical Friday night. My friends and I had gathered at Emily's house for a sleepover. The air was thick with excitement and the faint smell of popcorn, the television casting eerie shadows across the living room. We had exhausted the usual activities, movies, snacks, gossip. That's when Emily suggested it, Bloody Mary. "Come on, guys, it's just a silly game," she insisted, her eyes gleaming with mischief. I was hesitant, but peer pressure is a powerful force, especially when you're 16. We all agreed, albeit reluctantly, and headed to the bathroom. The bathroom was small, with a single, large mirror above the sink. The only light came from a flickering candle Emily held. We crammed inside, the door creaking shut behind us. The air felt colder, heavier. Emily placed the candle on the sink, and we stood in a semicircle, our reflections looking more sinister than we did in real life. "Okay, on three. 1, 2, 3, Emily counted, and we chanted in unison, "Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary." At first, nothing happened. I felt a wave of relief wash over me, and we all exchanged nervous giggles. But then, the candle flickered violently, and the air seemed to grow even colder. I noticed my breath fogging up the mirror, something that shouldn't have been possible in a warm house. "Did you feel that?" whispered Emily, her voice barely audible over the pounding of my heart. Before I could respond, the mirror began to distort, like a ripple in a pond. A figure started to form, a woman with long, tangled hair and hollow, black eyes. Her face was pale and smeared with blood, and she seemed to stare directly at me, her gaze piercing through my very soul. I wanted to scream, to run, but I was frozen in place. The others must have felt it too, because the bathroom was deathly silent, save for the faint dripping of water that seemed to echo ominously. Then, Bloody Mary spoke, her voice a raspy whisper that felt like nails on a chalkboard. "Who called me?" she hissed. Her eyes shifted from one terrified face to another, and I could feel her anger, her hunger for something more than just our fear. Suddenly, the light from the candle went out, plunging us into darkness. Panic set in, and I could hear my friends scrambling to find the door. In the chaos, I felt a cold, clammy hand grip my arm. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. It was like my voice had been stolen, trapped in my throat. The lights flickered back on, and the mirror was empty again, just our pale, terrified reflections staring back at us. But the grip on my arm remained. I looked down and saw faint, bloody fingerprints on my skin. We burst out of the bathroom, our hearts racing, and swore never to speak of what happened. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something had followed me home. That night, as I lay in bed, I could feel eyes on me, watching from the shadows. Weeks went by, and strange things started happening. Objects would move on their own, whispers would wake me up at night, and I began seeing glimpses of her in mirrors and reflective surfaces. It was always brief, just enough to make me doubt my sanity. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. I covered every mirror in my room and tried to sleep. But sleep wouldn't come. Instead, I felt that cold grip on my arm again. I shot up, tearing the covers off me, and there she was, standing at the foot of my bed, her eyes boring into mine. "Why did you call me?" she asked, her voice a chilling whisper that seemed to echo in my mind. "I'm sorry," I managed to croak, tears streaming down my face. "Please, leave me alone." She smiled, a grotesque, blood-chilling smile. "You brought me back, Sarah. Now you have to come with me." The room went black, and I felt myself being pulled into an endless abyss, her laughter ringing in my ears. When I woke up, I was in a hospital bed, my friends and family around me, their faces etched with worry. They told me I had been found unconscious in my room, with no sign of forced entry. But I knew the truth. She had marked me, claimed me. And now, every time I look into a mirror, I see her, waiting for the moment I'll slip up and call her again. So if you ever think about summoning Bloody Mary, remember my story. Remember what happened to me. And whatever you do, don't call her name. Because once she's been summoned, she never truly leaves.